Family in Rongai, that's in Kajiado County, is appealing to law enforcers in the United States to help in unraveling the mysterious disappearance of their daughter in Gillete, that's in Wyoming County. 32-year-old Irene Gakwa, who worked as a nurse, went missing in February from her home where she used to live with a boyfriend.
From what I've gathered so far,
at Francis Campbell's home in Rongai, Kajiado County, Irene Gakwa's smiley picture hangs on the wall. The dream of the 32-year-old nurse who left Kenya in 2019 in search of greener pastures and to further her studies in the United States is now the family's biggest nightmare after she disappeared mysteriously in late February.
when Wairimu's responses on the communication were not verbal anymore, the message I got was somehow when the phone dropped in water, the communication could not be done verbally. And so I understood that maybe the day after tomorrow or the day after, maybe in 3-4 days, she would have a phone and we would communicate, but it never came to be.
Campbell says they continued to communicate via WhatsApp messages, although her written messages sounded odd. Unlike before, where she could mix Swahili and Kikuyu, her responses were only in English, and there he sensed something was amiss. He shared his concerns with his 2 sons, who are also living in the United States.
That very day, he said she's not responding. I called the second born, and the second born told me, I'll get to her. And he tried also, there was no response. I said, call her. They called and there was no response.
The search began in San Antonio, Texas, where she had allegedly moved to after complaining of cold in Wyoming, but she was nowhere to be found. The brothers then took the search to her boyfriend Nathan Heitman's place in Gillete City.
They went there and they got the guy, they asked him, he could not talk. Then they went to the police and reported. After reporting, the police went to talk to him. He refused to talk. He referred them to the lawyer, and that was that.
Heitman, in his police statement, said he last saw Irene in late February when she came home one night, packed her belongings, and said she was moving to San Antonio, Texas, as the climate in Wyoming was not favorable. However, what remains a puzzle is how she left behind her phone, ATM card, and credit card, which were later allegedly used by the suspect.
It is known you spent her money. And then you change the PIN number. You erased her Facebook account. You maxed on her credit. And then the police are not, they cannot lock this guy until he unveils anything.
The suspect has since been charged with theft, unlawful use of a credit card, and crimes against intellectual property for allegedly changing her banking account password and deleting her email account after she disappeared. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and was released on a $10,000 bond ahead of his pre-trial conference in November. Heitman allegedly transferred nearly $3,700 from Irene's bank account to his own and spent an additional $3,230 on her credit card.
I've had a lot of ups and downs. I've had 3 air crashes and the people have died and have come out. What I fear most is to hear that she's nowhere, and there is somebody that knows what happened and is not talking about it.
Irene's father, Campbell, who underwent ostomy surgery 6 months ago, hopes that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which has now taken over the case, will help unravel the whereabouts of their last-born daughter.